Welcome back, singers. Today I'm answering one of your questions that you guys have asked under my videos. Let's just get started. Scorpio risings are deeply emotional and very in touch with their emotions. True or false? Whew. Oh my gosh. You guys just love to trigger each other. You love to trigger each other talking about the rising and whether it's a real Scorpio or more Scorpio or whether it's emotional. So let's get into it. So for those of you who have Scorpio on your ascendant, clearly that is the persona that you have adapted to move you through life, okay? A lot of you have had, Pluto Mars type upbringings, and like I said, go to that fourth house and that'll explain all sorts of things. And the way that you had to move in that type of very quiet, very sensitive to your environment, so you guys know what's going on, you can pick up things, and that very protective type of personality that you project into the world, that type of let me stay in the shadows and watch you before you see me and all this other stuff, that is necessary. That was necessary, and it still is necessary for you to move in your environment. And because it's something that you adapted, immediately, this is how you project yourself onto the world. So clearly people are going to respond to you in that way. I talk about this all the time. If I put on a blue suit, everybody sees me as blue, okay? And I'm looking through a blue suit. So that's what it is. And they don't see otherwise unless they get close to me when the blue suit comes off and I come home where I'm comfortable and I don't need to protect myself. I'm not in any foreign environment where I'm like, ooh, blue suit, blue suit. So when we start talking about the ascendant being emotional, now it's getting a little tricky here because your emotions are not really representative of that ascendant, okay? Emotions are on the inside. Your ascendant is on the outside. And for those of you who keep saying this, it's very strange to me if you just stop. And I know many of you don't study astrology very deeply. And what I mean by that is that you're not studying at an institution, with a reputable institution, under the guides of individuals who can tell you what's right and tell you what's wrong and teach you how to do the math and literally figure it out, like prove to yourself, like, oh, is this a trine? And like you could do the math and see that it's a trine, or you can do the math and do the calculations and see this is right and this is not right. And so many of you aren't there. You're maybe Googling things and you don't know who even put that on Google, and you're just maybe reading a book here and there. So if you're really interested, I really, really implore you to study under people. I still take courses, even though I completed my training. It never ends for me because I'm always taking my studies to a different level. There's so many things that I want to implement. And so, I'm on the 6th professor. I've studied under 5 other people. I'm doing more courses. I just finished one. I'm doing more in the late fall, winter. So I implore you guys to really, start from square one and forget all the stuff that you learned from other people. It's going to be really challenging too, to just start from the bottom, start from astronomy. And this will make sense to you. The ascendant is the outer layer. So when we start talking about feelings here, I don't know if this person has their moon on the ascendant as well. Now that's a whole different story, right? When we talk about the ascendant, are you including the other planets that are there? Because now we've moved into a different area. Now me in particular, I don't have any planets on my ascendant. But I do have Mars opposing my ascendant, and I do have Pluto squaring my ascendant. So when you guys look at me and you're like, oh, you have a Capricorn rising, you're not seeing the full picture. And you're only responding in that way because I told you I had a Capricorn rising. If I did not tell you that, and I promise you, when I'm around individuals who have studied, we'll put that in quotations, no one ever guesses that I have a Capricorn rising. Ever. It's never happened in my whole entire life. No one. They're not like Capricorn, I can tell. Because there's so many little intricacies, you know what I'm saying? My Saturn is actually in Leo, okay? And my Saturn has squares to like 4 other different planets. I have Mars opposing my ascendant. I have Pluto squaring my ascendant. So right now, there's a whole different story that's going on. How I project myself, there's a different story happening. There's different energies happening there. So the Scorpio on the ascendant, being emotional and being, you know, this tapped into their feelings. Okay. The only way I can describe that is because it's your outer personality, it's the personality that is necessary for you to navigate yourself. Okay. You are getting feedback from other individuals. When you project, they give you feedback. Okay, like the blue suit. Oh my gosh, she has a blue suit, blue girl. Never seen a blue person before. So how do you think I'm going to respond when I'm moving through life and I'm projecting blue and they're seeing blue? When you're moving through life and you want to be in the shadows and you want to be quiet and you want to sit in the back, right? And I'm not saying you're choosing this energy. This is just what it is. How do you think people are going to respond to you? Of course they are. As far as your emotions, your inner feelings, your ascendant is not affecting that unless you have a moon conjunct your ascendant, or maybe your moon is opposing your ascendant, or like there has to be some connection with the internal part of you, and your ascendant is not the internal part of you. So when I see you guys saying that Scorpio ascendant is so emotional and they could feel so deep, and it's like, what in the hell are you talking about? You know what I mean? Like, what are you talking about? And in fact, I've known somebody for a really long time who is Scorpio ascendant, and they have a Libra moon, and they are the most detached, and I'm going to use the word flighty. I'm going to use the word flighty person that one of that I've ever met. And that is because their automatic response is light. And let me get out of here. And let me not attach too much to this person. Or, you know, it's very Libra. It's very like, okay, whatever. Like it's very airy. It's very mental. It's very social. And, you know, that's when you get to know them. And that's their emotion. Their emotional state is not, they're not big feelers. They're not intense like that at all. Okay. They're very light, and they prefer just to get along. They're like, I'm not fighting with anybody, honey. Okay. I know that with Scorpio ascendants who have, what's the moon? Oh, she has a Libra moon too. This one has a Libra moon as well. Same flighty person, definitely. But they will project the intense. They will project this type of. And I know that once the suit comes off, I already know how they behave. Okay. I already know how they behave because I know their chart. I'm not saying this for all of you guys. Okay. Some of you guys do. You have your Scorpio ascendant, and maybe you have the moon conjunct as well. So then you have the right to say, oh my gosh, I'm so in my feelings and I'm so emotional and I feel so much. Like, of course you do, darling. But most of you guys don't have that. Most of you guys do not have your moon connected to your ascendant that deeply. Many of you have very light, fluffy moons, and you know who you are. You know that when you go home and you're comfortable and you're around your kids and your family and your husband and stuff, you're just like, ah. And then you could do your silly thing, and you're goofy and you're playful and you're so light. And you guys know this. And then you come outside and automatically, boom, let me protect myself. And you go into whatever mode you go into. I was at therapy this morning for my hand before you think it's for something else. So I had an injury I'm trying to get through. And I'm so aware of when I walk in a room and I get a little bit more serious, because I grew up in an environment that was very serious, and it wasn't playtime. Okay, it was not playtime. And I just, you know, I'm like, let's do what I need to do, cut through all the bullshit and get everything done. And I'm not overly talking and trying to be the friend and all that stuff. And that is the boundaries. That is, you know, Saturn rules my first house, and my Saturn is in Leo. So there is a bit of like, okay, you're going to treat me like this, darling, and so, and let's do this. And I'm not really friendly. I don't get friendly with the people. I create that boundary of like, this is me, this is you. And you guys know that's how I am on my channel. Like, you and I are not friends. You can call me your mentor, you can call me whatever. I treat you like I am your mentor, period. Okay, there's a line that stays there. It's permanently there. Okay, and so I know when I'm doing that, I can feel it. And then when I step through my door and I'm back in my full blown like Scorpio mode, there's a different feeling. There's a different energy to it. There's a different energy to it. And I notice that too when I'm around my family, people I know very well. But when I'm out in public and I know there's a position of authority position, whomever, I could feel I could feel the smile go away. It's just very slight, just enough so that you know that I'm not joking with you and all this other shit. We need to get down to business. And that's a very Saturn type of thing. Also, you know, with that Mars and that Pluto, it's more on the serious spectrum. And one of my professors said that as well. He said, now notice, I want to give you this as well. He said, oh, that's very Saturnian of you, because Saturn is a heavy quality in my chart because it has so many squares. He didn't say that's very Capricorn, because I only have Capricorn in the ascendant. I don't have Capricorn all over the place. So I'm not very Capricorn. Don't confuse like, oh, you're very Plutonian with Scorpio, or you're very Saturnian with Capricorn or Aquarius. No, there's a difference. So I hope that makes sense. Oh my gosh. But a lot of you guys who are talking about you feel so deeply in this, that, and the other, it's like, what in the hell are you making up now? You risers are always making some shit up. I just don't understand it. And many of you have such light moons, or like fiery moons. Just because it's fiery doesn't mean that it's like the water intensity that the Scorpio is. Okay, that's not what it is that you're experiencing. It's not you feel so much, you're just projecting so much, and that's what people are feeding back to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna sit there and be like, oh my gosh, I'm so like, wow, I'm just so serious. Like, I'm not like that all the time. I know when I'm projecting that type of Capricorn Saturn energy, and I know when I'm not. It's so clear to me. Anyway, guys, this is going to trigger a lot of you, I know. But you're welcome to mouth off in the comments, honey. Like, subscribe, share, and all that good stuff. And I'll see you at ScorpioSunScorpioMoon.com, where you can book a master chart reading, and I'll break all of that down for you. Whatever question you have, I could show you what it is. Literally. You can also book a tarot reading or a past life karmic reading. I have that as well. You can take my course, Becoming Fabulous. You can learn how to strip yourself down and rebuild. I have amazing books. I have cute jewelry in my pop-up shop. Also, guys, go and take a quiz to see what type of Scorpio you are. Also, I have one to test your astrology. And if you pass the quiz, you'll get a big discount on the whole entire shop. So go and do that. Let me give you a hug because you guys need it. I could feel it through the computer. Hugs. Mwah. Oh, before I go, make sure you go to otterspirit.com and get your amazing, let me show you mine. Get your amazing crystal jewelry. I got the Scorpio pack, of course, because I need all the protection I can get. Mine's protects, it opens up chakras and clarity, which I need right now because I'm getting older. Use the link in the description to get your discount, and I'll see you guys soon. Mwah.